Good morning, grade 12s. Welcome to our 2022 graduation information meeting. We're very thankful to teachers for taking this time out of their class to participate. I'm Mrs. Ottolino, in case anybody doesn't know. The first thing I actually want to talk about at this graduation meeting are your graduation requirements. In order for you to obtain your diploma, and in order for you to participate in graduation exercises, you must have three things. First, you must have all 30 of your credits. Second, you must have your 20 hours of Christian service. Now, this was supposed to be 40. The Ministry of Education said based on the pandemic that we're going to chop it in half. 20 hours is not a lot. We have many opportunities around here. You can approach myself. You can approach Mr. Bullard, our Christian service animator, who's in guidance a couple days a week, your guidance counselors, your grad chair people, whatever the case may be. And third is the OSSLT, or the literacy test. So here's where we're in a little bit of a different situation this year. If you are on track to graduate, meaning you have submitted your 20 hours of Christian service and you have your 30 credits by the end of June, then you will not have to complete the literacy test requirement. However, I have a long list in my office of grade 12s who have their credits but don't have their hours. And this means that if that's the case before a certain amount of time come the spring, that I'm going to be calling you down as a grade 12 student and saying, because you don't have your hours submitted but you're on track to graduate for credits, you have to write the literacy test now. Or if you're planning on coming back for another year and you don't get your 30 credits and you don't have your hours, you'll be writing that test next year. So the big thing I want you to take away from it is this: get your hours in. I know I talk to a lot of students who say, Miss, I have them done, I just haven't submitted them. Get them done and submit them. Find opportunities. We have a whole website that's dedicated to Christian service hours. You can look there. And like I said, you can approach any adult in this building who might have some information for you. So to be clear again, if you have your 30 credits and you have your hours, you will not be completing a literacy test. But if you have 30 credits and no hours, you might end up having to do it. So this is my plea to everybody to get those hours in so that you can avoid this literacy test. If you are in the position where that might be happening, you will probably be hearing from me in the next few weeks to determine what our next steps are. If you have any questions about that, you are more than welcome to see me in my office in guidance or in room 206. I will now pass it over to Mrs. Tambasco to give you the real good information.
Thank you, Ms. Ottolino. The Grad Committee is really pleased to be organizing the Grad 2022, and we are looking forward in celebrating you all in June. First, I'd like to talk to you about grad fees. Now, the grad fees are to be paid in the main office. At that time, you will also be ordering your gowns. I need a favor from you, grade 12s. The gowns need to be ordered by February 28. All you need is your height. You go to the main office, fill out the application to graduate, and we will be able to order your gowns. Payment is $100, and I want to tell you what the $100 includes. The $100 includes your cap, your tassel, your gown. It includes the graduation brunch. This year is going to be at the Sheraton Hotel. It includes transportation from the church to the brunch, from the brunch to the Basilica. It includes flowers. It includes your single shot for the grad photo, and it includes your 2022 graduation class picture. The cost of all these things is more than $100, but Mr. Daly has agreed to keep it at $100. Payment is due, obviously, as of now, if possible, but we are giving you till April 15th to pay your grad fee. You need to order a gown again as soon as possible because no one will be allowed to participate in the ceremony if they do not have a gown. The gowns are fabricated overseas. You know the time frame is very short, and so we need to get the orders in as soon as possible. I'm going to pass it to Ms. Simpson, the co-chair of the Grad Committee, to talk to you about some fun things.
Thank you, Mrs. Tambasco. I'm going to speak to you about valedictorian and also with regards to the graduation committee. For those of you who don't know, here at Cathedral, we allow the valedictorians to be chosen by the grads, and you can self-nominate. So you can nominate yourself. Those forms are going to be available in the guidance office. The information is there. You must make sure that you read the information very carefully to make sure that you meet all the requirements. You are going to also have to have people who support your nomination. I strongly suggest that you read the information that is stapled to the form because it outlines to you what we're looking for in terms of the person who is going to be representing the class as a valedictorian. For those people who are interested, not only do you have to fill in the form, you are going to have to make sure that you write your speech. And this is the speech that you would present to the graduating class at the ceremony. You are going to be presenting this speech to a pre-selection committee, and that pre-selection committee consists of me, Mr. Deneen, and our principal, Mr. Daly. We will then select individuals to move forward and present their speeches to the graduating class 2 days later. So you're going to read your speech to the pre-selection committee on March the 8th. That's Tuesday during period 2. And then you will present to the graduating class on March the 10th, at which point a vote will be taken to see who will represent the graduating class. So those forms are in the guidance office, and they must be filled in and submitted by March the 1st, and no late forms will be accepted. The next thing is graduation committee. So we need a committee to help us out with all of the planning. So we're looking for individuals that are interested, they have ideas, and they want to see the graduation events unfold with some ideas from, of course, the graduates. So we're looking once again for anybody. Please find a form at the guidance office. Please make sure it's filled in and submitted also by March the 1st. These people are going to be helping us come up with ideas with regards to theme. We're also going to be looking at individuals who want to help out with the graduation breakfast, mass, and also the dinner dance. So please get those forms in by March the 1st as well for selection. That's all I have to tell you, but if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to find me and ask.
Okay, so now we're going to go back to our calendar, just so you know a little bit what's happening. The first thing I'd like you to take note of is the grad photos. I've already sent in all the potential grads' names to the photographers, and the photography company will be sending you directly the login information. So each student will receive the login information for them to book their own appointments online. So you book your online appointment. On the date of your appointment, the pictures will be taken in the back of the library. At that point, you will present yourself with your hair done. The girls, if you need your nails done, you will be holding a diploma or some flowers. Try to wear a white shirt for the gentlemen, and then they have gowns for you to borrow for your pictures. The pictures will be taken between April 4th and April 22nd. However, the bookings open up a few days at a time. So if all the graduates have stopped booking, let's say by April 10th, they're not going to open anymore towards to April 22nd. So book the appointments as they come up and don't delay, thinking that there will be better bookings later on. The next item I'd like to speak to you about is the school board holds a grad mass on May 20, sometime in May this year. We don't have any details about that, but we will give you the information as soon as we receive it. The grad dinner dance. So starting May 19th to May 27, we will be selling the grad dinner dance tickets in the guidance office. The grad dinner dance is separate from the grad ceremony, and I'll tell you the dates of that later, but those are two separate things. You don't need to participate in the dinner dance if you don't want to. That is optional. The grad ceremony, we would like every participant to be there and to enjoy themselves and to represent their family. So even if you don't want to go to the dance, we hope that you will be going to the ceremony for the graduation. The dinner dance will take place on June 10th at Leuna Station, and usually most students have a great time. June 2nd, we will be having a last meeting with all the potential graduates, usually around in period 5, so that we can go over all the nitty-gritty details for the upcoming graduation. June 6 and June 7, you will pick up your graduation gowns from the guidance office. At that time, you will get your cap and your tassel too. The big day for you, graduates, is Wednesday, June 8th. On that day, you will go to the church, St. Patrick's Church, for 9 a.m., and you will attend the grad mass. And it's usually a time for you to reflect and to spend time in prayer with your potential graduates and your friends. And the Mass is beautiful, and we hope that all of you will attend the Mass at St. Pat's, 9 o'clock, Wednesday, June 8. After the Mass, we will have buses that will take us to the brunch. The brunch will be right after at the Sheraton Hotel, as I said before. And the brunch is lovely time, again, to relax and to spend time with your friends. After the brunch, again, we have buses. And about the buses, you need to sign up for the buses because we will only have 3 buses. So obviously 3 buses are not going to be taking all 200 students. So it's on a first come, first serve basis for you to sign up for the buses. The buses will then take us from the brunch to the Basilica. It's the Basilica of Cathedral of Christ the King, at the corner of 403 and King Street. That will be the afternoon where we rehearse for the ceremony that night. That rehearsal is very important. If you miss the rehearsal for whatever reason, it's very hard for you to feel involved and to know what to do that night. The graduation day is Wednesday, June 8th, so the culmination of all the morning activities is that night. There is a group photo in front of the church at 6:15 sharp. I hope that no one is late because the photographer doesn't know who is there and who is not. He just takes the picture at 6:15, and if you've missed the picture, then unfortunately you've missed the group shot. Afterwards, we line up and we go to the Basilica. It's very beautiful ceremony. Everyone is wearing their gown, their caps, their tassels. Their families are there to celebrate their graduation with them, and it's a beautiful evening. It starts at 7 o'clock p.m. The day of the graduation, every student will be given 2 tickets for the ceremony. If you need extra tickets, another 2 tickets will be available upon request, again on a first come, first served basis, and the seating will be in the downstairs hall of the Basilica. So I know that some families are large, however, because of capacity and hopefully all the restrictions are lifted, we are allowed 2 people per graduate in the church and then 2 extra tickets upon request from the main office. All those dates are, of course, hard to remember, so we have a calendar, It's in the guidance office. You can come and see. It's on the table if you need one, and all the dates are on them. And I think Mr. Trabuco will also be posting this somewhere. If you have any questions, we'll be happy to answer them in the guidance office or Mrs. Simpson in the science department. And this is a great opportunity to celebrate your accomplishments and your school year. Thank you.